Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty World War II video. Now, World War II had a bunch of DLC weapons drop last week, and in today's video, I'm going to give you guys the best class up for the Sterling SMG. I uploaded gameplay of this one already. I really do think this is a good SMG in this game, and like any other gun, it has its strengths and weaknesses, and a lot of people have been requesting a best class up for this gun, as well as many others, because of the Division overhaul. Class ups have been changed completely. Some things are still similar, but some things have been completely overhauled. So I'm doing new class ups for some of these weapons, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this. Today is the Sterling new SMG. I'm sure a lot of people have this gun in the game. If you guys could drop a like on the video, let's go for 702 likes. That would be absolutely amazing if we could hit that. Smack that like button. I would really appreciate that, as well as subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed. And let's talk about this Sterling SMG. Now, of course, if you guys want this weapon, the easiest way to get it is just to spend the armory credits on it. That's what I did, and if you play this game a lot, you should have enough armory credits to be able to buy DLC weapons whenever they come out. That is sort of a good thing about this game, because every single time you're getting those whenever you log on, every 4 hours you're getting a bonus 200 from completing challenges and opening drops. I think this game does have a good supply drop system since the update, and the fact that you can pretty much earn most of the weapons. So Sterling SMG, if you guys do want this gun, I recommend getting this gun if you don't already have it, if you are a fan of SMGs. It has a similar look to the Sten or the Type 100. A lot of guns, have that similar look where they have the ammo on the side. You pull it out and you put it back in for the reload. This gun does have a very fast reload, and that is a strength of the gun. Let's talk a bit about the class setup, and then we'll talk a bit more about the gun, I guess you could say. So for this class setup, what I'm going to run is I'm running the Sterling SMG, and let's start off and let's talk about the Division that I'm going to run with this. Now, the Division is pretty straightforward, especially on the maps where you're going to want to use this gun. This gun is strong in close quarter situations. That's going to be Flak Tower, London Docks, Point du Hoc, Shipment 1944. These are where this gun is going to excel in close quarter situations. At range, it is not the best out of the SMGs. It just seems a little bit too weak for range, but up close it does melt. So my division is going to be the Armored Division, because that fits with the playstyle with this gun. Armored Division is basically your anti-BS. So nades, you're not going to get killed by nades unless you're already super weak. Stun grenades and stuff will not matter at all. You're literally completely immune to them, as well as it will help you out with the fire a little bit. If they still have a flamethrower, it'll burn you. But basically, you also get FMJ with the Armored Division, so you can shoot through walls and a little bit less flinch. It's just such an overpowered division, and I don't really know why they updated it to make it so overpowered, but I definitely think if you're playing up close and personal, which is what this gun and this class setup is designed to be, you're going to need Armored Division pretty much, and if you don't use Armored Division, then you're going to have to use your basic training to put Hunker on anyway. So it's sort of a mix and master right there. You pick your poison. Armored Division is the way to go on this gun. It fits in perfectly with the playstyle, and that's why I think with the overhaul, this gun kind of fits in perfectly. Now, let's talk a bit about the attachments that I'm going to run on this thing. Now, first of all, the Sterling, I don't like the iron sights. The iron sights are the default sights, whatever you want to call it, on this gun, are very weird. Like, they're just really small, really awkward, and it just covers so much of your screen, and it is hard to get that aim down. So for the rare occasion right now, I'm actually using a reflex sight or a red dot sight, whatever you want to call it, on an SMG. You won't see me using that very often. Most of the time, I'll tough it out and use the iron sights because they are pretty good. But on this gun, I really do think that is the right move. Of course, if you guys do like the sights, you can go ahead and rock those. I just really think most people would prefer the red dot because it's very simple. Also, with the red dot, what I'm running on it is, as you guys can notice for the reticle, it's like a tiny little red circle. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it's something that I opened from supply drops. Now, there's reticles in the game. You don't just have the reticles that you've earned from challenges that you have to earn. You can go through, and when you slap a red dot on any class setup, look through and pick a sort of dot that fits you very well. I like this one because it's red, it's easy to find where it's at, and it's also small. I find that one of the worst things about this game, or I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it's just something that's kind of annoying, is that the default reflex sight is that huge fat circle with like multiple circles inside of it. It is kind of confusing, and that's why I recommend look through the reticles that you have earned. Of course, you have to earn them for each weapon, and also look through the ones that you've opened from supply drops, because those ones you don't need to earn. As soon as I slapped the red dot on this class setup, I just looked through and I had that, and that's why I chose to use that. My other two attachments on this class setup, I'm going to go with the grip. Grip is always helpful on an SMG. This gun is not a super high recoil machine, but grip definitely is noticeable how much it helps, and I do like running the grip on this thing. And my third attachment is going to be quick draw, which is sort of unique. You think usually here I would go with a extended mags, but the fact is this gun, I mean, I'm playing on shipment and I don't really run into reload trouble, so if you're playing on other maps, it will never really be a problem. One of the biggest strengths about this gun is the reload time is so damn fast. That's why I think that you can get away without using extended mags, and instead of that I can just swap that out for quick draw, which will also improve my close range game, which is what I'm going for with this weapon. I wouldn't say this is a rushing class. I mean, I guess it is technically any SMG class is going to be a rushing class. The class I made in my video the other day was like more of the official Russian running at people class. I find this is just a brute force, up close and personal. I'm going to take the objectives from you by force, and I really do like this class. I mean, you see how many reloads I'm doing in this game. Reloads really are like half a second maybe with this gun, and I don't find it to be that big of an issue. So that's the attachments. I got the reflex sight with the custom reticle. I got quick draw and grip. A very traditional class stuff. Now, this is where things get a little bit more interesting. For my basic training, I'm running one of the new basic trains, which I'm not sure how much you guys have experimented or experience. I was trying to say a mixture of both with this one. I've been using it a lot, and I find that it works perfect on this class. Now, what this one is called is it's called Clandestine. Now, I believe that's the right way to say it. I don't know. It might be clandestine or something. I don't really care. I just know that it's a good perk or a good basic training. And what this does is slain enemies drop intel packs that reveal nearby hostiles or nearby enemies, and you also get an intel ping at the start of each of your lives. This is huge. The ping is so big, and it reminds me of that portable radar from MW3, which is one of my favorite things. This is perfect for small maps. Shipment, it's ideal. Point du Hoc is also ideal. You know, small maps, Flak Tower is super small, and I can't even imagine how overpowered this class would be on Ground War. So basically how it works, every time you spawn in, if you look at my gameplay here and you watch the gameplay, you'll see a ping come out on my radar. And that basically shows me when I spawn where people are. Now, usually when you spawn, the spawns are kind of good in this game. I mean, they like to brag about how good the spawns are. Spawns can be bad sometimes, good sometimes, but usually on a normal big map, if you spawn in, no one will be near you. But that ping gives you clarity of that. And the coolest thing is that every time you kill an enemy, they drop sort of a pack on the ground. It's a big blue pack. You're not going to miss it. And what you have to do is you have to run over that pack, and as you run over it, glance up at your minimap, and it will ping out and it will show you all of the nearby enemies, really giving you some key information. Now, this is kind of hard to balance because, number one, it's not when you kill the enemy. You have to run over their pack. So you have to be up close and personal, and that's why I find that this is a great perk. Doesn't really work with assault rifle class setups because you're not going to be running over people's bodies. It works really great with shotgun and SMG classes, and that's why I slap it on here. Now, one thing that was screwing me over in this gameplay is when they do have the radar scrambled. That can be very annoying. So if they do have that, that's one thing that can be an issue with this. But other than that, I don't really find much issues. Just make sure that because you're going to be looking up at the radar so much, make sure your eyes are still on the game. That's one thing that takes a little bit of practice. Usually only glance up on the radar right as you're running across that body, and then look out for the red pings. The information that you get out of this will allow you to play better and have that extra info that other players are not going to have. And honestly, you're not really sacrificing that much for it because Armored covers all my basic necessities with this class setup. And if I wasn't running Clandestine, I'd probably just have Blitzkrieg on there or Energetic or something. So I'm not really missing out on too much, you know. And I'm getting this knowledge advantage, which knowledge is power in this game. Knowing where enemies at is power, and just making sure that you maneuver around the map in the right way. Getting over those clandestine packages is very key, and I find that this class setup is one that really embodies the Division overhaul. This is the new class setup, or the new meta class in this game. I mean, let's talk about the Sterling. This gun wasn't even out a week or so ago. This is a brand new gun. The clandestine perk is brand new, and the armor division is, well, we had armored before, but this is basically a brand new armor division. They overhauled it. This is a new class setup in the game that I really think is very, very powerful. Now, this weapon does do damage at close range. Medium or long range, I do find the damage drop off can be pretty big, but I find that up close and personal, the fast reload combined with the ability of the hipfire of it and to melt people at close range, I really do think this is a strong SMG in the game. Would I say it's a top 3 SMG? I'm not sure. Probably not. I do think it's probably a mid-level or a bit higher than a mid-level SMG, but it is a lot of fun to use, and it does have that advantage on the reload time, which really makes this a good gun, and I really do enjoy having to run this custom class setup with it. So if you're a fan of SMGs, make sure you pick up this weapon if you guys don't have it already. Really fun gun to use, and that's the class setup for it today. Basically, that's what I'm running. Armored, we got the red dot, quick draw, grip, clandestine, and then my secondary just machine pistol, Semtex, as well as a stun grenade. Thanks for watching, guys. Smack a like in this video if you guys made it to the end. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Sub for Cookie and Note Lookie, and have a great night. I'm out. Peace.